Season 5, Episode 16, Made in Manehatten. I like the way this starts out a little bit. The Twi Raspberry, that was... And the fact that she has read all of them since, what, was it Rainbow Rocks? Since the events of Rainbow Rocks, she has read every book in her new library.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm kind of surprised she didn't add in AF twice.
A what?
I've read all these books twice.
She didn't want to read some of them twice. She read it and she's like, I'm never touching that book again.
Bye-bye, person.
Anyway.
Aww.
You know, it's kind of funny now that I thought about it while I was watching this, and now Twilight kind of knows how Celestia feels when she's stuck at the castle. It's like, oh yes, I'm not supposed to do this. It's supposed to be somebody else. I would love to be out doing things, but I can't because I'm not supposed to. So now I sit in the castle. I try to read. I read too much, and then I run out of things to read. Yeah.
Fast reader.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just want to point out. I don't want to see any more Rarity and Someone episodes for a while.
Yeah, I think we've got enough Rarity.
I was too many rarities.
I mean, I by no means hate Rarity, but she is one of the lower on my list of the main 6. I mean, not that not that I hate her by any means, but she's just I've had enough of her. I mean, at least this one was Applejack, so I got my Applejack, so that's...
Don't you know that the rest of the season is going to completely evolve around Rarity?
Apparently. I mean, I like Rarity, don't get me wrong, but come on. You can't have the same character the entire time.
Well, now I have to put Rarity with Fluttershy, then Twilight, and then
now you're getting into ships, please. That's the next stream.
Well, I mean, she's already been shipped with Rainbow Dash and Applejack.
And oh goodness, the shipping that happened with this episode. Going back to where we were at the beginning, the Twilight boredom shall continue, considering she didn't get to go. I wonder what all this will lead to. And this was, I think I wrote this down before I watched the movie. I can't remember. But we're going to get Crazy Twi or Researcher Twi out of this. Because usually when she's bored, she turns into one of those two. Bored or stressed, she turns into one of those two. Sometimes Crazy Researcher. But
that's next week with the movie.
Yeah. The Rarity faces are real. There's so many unique faces used in that first few minutes for Rarity, and some of them creepy.
One thing I want to see is I want to see what happened at home with that. Yeah, like a sisterhood social thing where they had to scrounge up somebody to go with them.
Yeah, I think like next episode is gonna be something like that. Like,
no spoilers.
We haven't seen the next episode, and I haven't seen any spoilers for the next episode.
So
me neither.
So this is just
this is just a guess.
My other call with no things, with no forward information. I did love the callback on the Sisterhood Social. That was good that they kept that in there. And it would, but my solution was a little different. It was just have Sweetie and Applebloom compete together instead.
That would have been cute.
Yeah, our sisters are both off in Manehatten, so why don't we just work together?
I would have had Twilight at least help with one of them because I'm bored. Hey, I'll babysit for you. What have I done? What have I agreed to?
When they get to
So I
Manehatten...
suppose it's at this point I should probably tell you. I already know what's happening in the next episode, so...
Shh!
I don't. Whatever I say is just a guess. Not spoilers. Anyway.
We get the little callback again to the first little bits of the Manehatten song. And then that just kind of goes away before it becomes too big. It was very bizarre. I don't know if it's a thing somewhere, but Applejack's eyes peeled, ears opened chant before she crosses the street. You know, it's like, I understand she wants to be aware, but that was kind of an odd thing. Maybe it's a reference to something I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, there's the look both ways before you cross the street thing, but...
Yeah. Maybe
I
somewhere that's a thing.
I empathize with her, though. Whenever I go into the city, I'm just like, so many people.
Yeah.
I mean, the name of the episode was a reference within itself.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I don't think I've ever... I haven't watched that one, so I don't really care.
Pretty boring movie. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah. We get Frogger AJ.
Yes.
Funny.
My brain inputted the Frogger music while I was watching it.
Yeah.
Mostly because I'm just a dork, but
this may be more for the next stream, but there's, if you think about the way they do a close up, so you don't really notice it and don't think about it too much. But when Rarity gets the hat out of the box, it's a rather odd position they're in, because she is directly behind AJ and over top of her, getting the hat out of the box.
Yeah, that's for the other stream.
Yep. I said nothing odd about it. I just said that's factually that is what she is doing.
Yes.
Didn't add any extra entendre, just that is what she is doing. Take that for what you will. And yes, we get the AJ epic eyebrow raise. I love that eyebrow raise. It's like, no. Essentially, what you talking about, Billy? Oh goodness, the sign on the Charlie Brown psychiatrist stand. The shipping is real. Because they could have picked anything to go up there, you know. But they chose to have Rarity's head, Applejack's head, and a little heart in between them.
I mean, a smiley face would have been better.
Yeah, or a hoof bump or something. No, big pink heart.
At least it didn't have an arrow through it.
Although, I think if they put a slash in there, it would have the same effect. So they're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't.
They could have just done the hoof bump. I mean, it would have looked fine.
True.
Yeah. And it was interesting, if you saw it, there was Babseed. She was walking with her mom or aunt or whatever.
I think is it Aunt and Uncle Orange she was walking with? So
yeah.
I'm curious if there's been some thoughts as to whether Aunt and Uncle Orange are actually Babs' parents or what, but I don't know. We don't really know. She may have just been visiting her Aunt and Uncle Orange or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
The color scheme, I think, didn't really... I forget what the color scheme for the oranges was. Was it just white? It's kind of a pale palette. And she's kind of got a more earthy tone to hers. So, I don't know. But stranger things have happened. We've had 2 Earth ponies have a Pegasi and a unicorn. Pony genetics is nonsense. Though somebody actually came up with a theory on how that works, but...
Yeah, I saw that. It was a comment... I think it was in Pun Pony, though, where Celestia went to visit and... the cakes were pregnant. And, hey, one is a unicorn, one is a Pegasus.
Yeah, it's... Yeah, pony genetics is kind of nonsense for the most part. I mean, you could probably work your way through it, but for the most part, it's nonsense. Let's see, shipping's real. There was that Charlie Brown reference pony to go with the stand. If you watched it, he passed by for a second, and you got a little Charlie Brown in there. Let's see. Boaster hits Rarity in the face.
I'm not as much a Charlie Brown fan as my parents, so I think I missed that.
Well, it's a blink and you miss it. There's not really much to say. It was just a pony that looked like Charlie Brown, bonafide.
Green stripe.
Bonafide Charlie Brown. That's kind of.
Well, it should have been yellow with the black stripe, but yeah, I guess they didn't want to make it too obvious.
No, I've seen some artwork of him with a green and black stripe.
Well, that's just not the classic one. The classic is the yellow and black, but yeah, that very well may be true.
It was also nice to see a return of Coco Flamel.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Let's see.
Which is funny because we were just talking about her last week
with the Canterlot Boutique. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, why didn't she bring Coco in? Because I wanted to do this episode.
Why.
And I still would have rather had Coco.
Yeah, but it's like really nice when they bring back side characters from shows past.
Especially good ones.
And I like how they actually give thought into the continuity.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Of it.
Yeah. And Coco's just so sweet. It's so nice to have her back every once in a while.
You know, the funny thing is about Twilight being upset that she couldn't go to Manhattan. Well, nobody said she couldn't go, just to hang out and walk around.
And she may have gone, okay, well, I know about magic to a certain extent, and every time you go, well, I'll just do this, and the magic tells you you're not supposed to be doing that, it generally isn't a good result. So it's just like, okay, I'll wait till everything's done, then I can go. I'm going to be overcautious here, because I don't want to get in the way of what the map has to say, because it's been good so far.
There's a possibility that she can't really leave, and that none of them can actually leave Ponyville unless they've already been sent out on a mission in case other ponies get called out while the other two are out.
That's another thought, yeah.
This is true.
They're
forced to stay there by their cutie marks. They leave the city and their cutie mark starts buzzing.
Unless it's Rarity. Who can go to Canterlot as much as he likes.
I gotta say, though, it's been so long since the map last...
Yes.
Called them.
Yeah. Let's see. We get poster hitting...
No, wasn't...
Good.
Didn't they get called in Mending Fences?
Yeah.
Or was that simply just...
No, they were called there. It was, Rainbow and Pinky.
Yeah, that's still a while ago, though.
That's only because of the hiatus. It was technically only like 4 episodes ago. Not, maybe 3. Like...
No, that was... it. The synopsis lesson reads, Twilight Sparkle returns to Canterlot with Spike to rekindle old friendships before her move to Ponyville.
Oh, yeah. She was sent there. So that was only like 3 ago. I was thinking about the other one.
Let's see.
Turns out the map actually wasn't featured at all in this episode. That's weird. Oh, well.
Okay.
Last one.
Anyway, when we're at Coco and she has the sandwiches available. One of the interesting eating habits, I suppose, is I guess if you're not a unicorn, is instead of like grabbing it with her hoof, like AJ just like scoops a sandwich with her mouth and then eats it with her hoof for some reason.
Although I have seen Pegasi pick things up with their hooves and eat them like that.
Yeah, I think that's basically... Well, she didn't, like, pick it up with her hoof. She scooped it with her mouth.
She picked it up with her mouth and then ate it with her hoof.
Yeah.
But I guess you could do it either way. It's just AJ's a hillbilly. She don't care.
Yeah. If you're not a unicorn, you use your hoof. Or your mouth, depending on what you're feeling like. I'm trotting here. We get the reference. You're in Manhattan. You gotta do the reference, I guess, at some point.
There have been 3 summons by the map this entire season.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
The first one was the group, then Pinky Rainbow, and now these 2.
Yeah, so not that many times out of 16 episodes.
Nope.
Especially when it's supposed to be one of the kind of tying together aspects of the season.
They still have at least 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Well, 8 if you think that the final 2 don't have anything to.
Let's see. Coco says you do the I bet you bet your boots, and then I don't wear boots, they chafe my calves. You know, was that a subtle stab at EQG because they have those gigantic boots?
Yeah. What are they hiding?
They're weapons.
Maybe they just don't like wearing boots.
No,
It's what's fashionable, darling.
Darling, it's so fashionable. You have to go with what everybody else is wearing. Otherwise you just maid rock.
Or the animators don't want to draw ankles.
Yeah. Or feet, really, because it's basically just a triangle.
Yeah.
That's if you can't draw them properly.
Their legs are basically just cones.
Let's see. One of the things that kind of, you know, it hit me when she started putting together the park again, just kind of cleaning it up and whatnot. Does Manhattan seriously not have a parks department of any sort that goes out and takes care of the parks at all?
It would seem not.
I mean, even small towns usually have parks departments that go out and keep the parks in check.
I think the whole point of this episode was how nobody really cared about anything but what they were focused on.
Yeah, and I get that. It's just, it seems like that was kind of the whole thing rests on the logic that there's no parks department to take care of it, and it just seems like it's a very
trying to add a subtext of taking care of the environment.
Oh, I know what they're trying to do, but it's just like it's such a big hole in the logic of city management in Manhattan. It's just like, really? Nothing? Okay.
Maybe they've got this weird thing that it's up to like the community to take care of their own parks.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what it is. It's just kind of odd. Let's see. The death of Applejack's hat as well.
Oh yes. So many headcanons destroyed.
Just utterly destroyed. Just annihilated. And she's got a new hat.
Yeah, she got a new hat.
That was the whole purpose of that one tiny scene.
Well, then again, it was already destroyed a while ago.
That was the whole purpose of that scene. With her, no, darling, that hat does not suit you. It was all to get to get Applejack a new hat.
Yeah, but that cat's already destroyed several episodes ago, when it turns out she had a closet full of them.
That too. Yeah. Or was that a comic or was that the show? Anyway. Speed of light AJ to save from the stage collapse. She's fast. She's very fast.
Yes, but the question is, out of Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, and Applejack, who is the fastest?
Dash is probably the fastest.
It depends on the reason.
Yeah, it also depends on the reason. I was going to get to with Pinkie. It's like if Pinkie runs on the rule of funny. If it would be funnier if she was faster, she's faster. If it isn't, she stays with the rest of the speed.
Or it doesn't necessarily be funny if it just disobeys any major rule of logic.
Well, and thus creates something amusing. And if it creates something even slightly amusing, her speed is based on the rule of funny. However, whatever maximizes the rule of funny is what's going to be her speed for the time. I think on ground, AJ and Rainbow Dash are probably evenly matched on the ground. Maybe Applejack might be just slightly faster, just because she's got more endurance. I would think, being an Earth Pony, she's got more running endurance.
Has anyone taken the time to just go ahead and look through the image galleries of episodes? Like, I'm just looking at the image gallery for Friendship Games, because I've seen it already, and just some of the comments on certain pictures, they're really fucking hilarious.
Anyway, going back to the speed conversation, and then Rainbow Dash is obviously faster in the air. Pinkie just varies. It depends.
It's kind of like asking who is faster, Superman or the Flash, when it really depends on the situation, and I think they're pretty evenly matched as far as potential energy. It just depends on the execution of that energy.
Actually, no, I think it more depends on the timeline.
Yeah, when are you talking about this? Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age? What time are we talking about?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I know.
The whole comic book thing, because I don't read
I
don't read DC or Marvel comics. I only read IDW.
Yeah, it depends greatly upon who, what part of the continuity you're in and all that. And who knows, maybe, Superman can go faster. He's holding himself back so that he doesn't cause undue destruction to the environment. Because we had his whole world of cardboard speech. It's like, yes, the real trick is not defeating my enemies. It's about not destroying everything around me while I do it. So I'm constantly having to hold back to not, absolutely destroy everything around me. So but at that point he could, so he needed to, so he just unleashed.
Well, DC has said themselves that Flash is the
fastest man alive.
Yeah.
But he's Kryptonian, so technically he's not human.
I think just simply saying the fastest alive would pretty much overrule that.
Yeah.
Considering Superman hasn't been proven to go hasn't been proven to run fast enough to break time.
Yeah,
but he can fly fast enough to turn the Earth's rotation around and turn back time.
Oh, that part of the movie was
so horrible.
But to be fair, I think Flash probably could do the same if he was given like just a solid flat surface to run on.
Who knows? We're arguing about which superhero is faster.
According to one of our listeners, Flash is the fastest, hands down.
That depends. I guess
at least that's what he says.
It probably depends on who you're, when you're talking about and what the situation is.
Yeah, but at least he doesn't kill his partner, which is possible with Superman.
And people, this is how we go from talking to ponies to superheroes.
Well, anyway, let's slide back over to Pony here to finish things up after our little superhero tangent. I like AJ's little line here: "Stop worrying about what you can't do and focus on what you can do." The job got too big, simplified, and did what she could. It also takes a community to build a community, little by little, by everyone. Let's see. We got a kind of an interesting insight into Pony Theater. They not only take on the costume of the character, but apparently in the theater you tape on the cutie mark of the pony you are.
Yeah, I thought that was very cute.
Yeah. Why didn't they do it? Maybe they didn't know what their cutie marks looked like. But they didn't do it for Hearthwarming Eve. I don't think.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been kind of more that historical thing where...
Yeah.
Like, it was lost in history.
Yeah.
Just... So they didn't really put that on.
Yeah, I'm thinking that something that, to be honest, insignificant, like, oh, but don't forget, Chancellor Pudding, whatever the name was, cutie mark was a cupcake. That seems kind of insignificant to make it God knows how many years have actually passed.
Yeah.
And then what if there are arguments saying, no, it was actually just a cake?
Yeah.
And what makes me think about that makes me laugh a little bit, because if you think it just gives me this picture of a bunch of kind of senior ponies with long white beards and thin rimmed glasses or thick rimmed glasses, kind of down on their nose, going, no, Clover the Clever had a clover for a cutie mark. No, you're absolutely nuts. You're beyond yourself. That's completely wrong. The facts surely say that this is the correct one. Which in their world would be, meaningful. What was their cutie mark? But given different context, it's completely absurd.
And given the amount of time that's passed.
Yeah. But at any rate, it was nice to see a little volunteerism pushed, little by little stuff, everybody can do a little bit, do what you can. Don't try and do all of it, just try and do what you can. Anybody else got anything?
I do not.
I think that the most important lesson about that isn't exactly that you just do what you can. I think it's to lead by example. Because, she was thinking, I got to do it all myself because nobody's going to help me. And by thinking that way, she just got overwhelmed and didn't get anything done. When she did... She started it and did her small part. Everybody else pitched in, and I think that's the concept.
Already went into. It takes a community to build a community, little by everyone. It takes a little bit from everyone. Anything else?
No.
Alright. If that's it, then we'll,
Bye-bye, Marshmallow and Apple Pony.